Hello, hello, it is Blondie, the BRS historian, and today we're taking a look at another Blackrock shooter figure. Oh my goodness, another absolutely massive one that I definitely have the storage space for. Definitely! Let's real quick get the plastic off of her, and then we will unbox her and take a further look at this absolutely gorgeous figure that I honestly didn't think I was going to own, at least for a couple years. Now, with a little bit of glare from the lighting, we can see the box in all its glory outside of its plastic wrapping, and oh my goodness, it's a pretty big box, but it is gorgeous. It's not as big as an Exhaustibles box, but it is very large and quite heavy. The box itself is primarily matte, with all the images being glossed and all the text being embossed in silver, and ooh, it's just really, really pretty. I cannot wait to get this figure open and out of the box. So we can take a look at the top and the bottom. Now that looks nice. That looks really nice. Now opening the box, which it actually opens from the bottom, which I love because I always open my figure boxes from the bottom, we get to see a lovely view of the original illustration that this figure is based off of by Hon, which is how that HxXG is actually pronounced. It's pronounced Hon, but it actually highlights what's really interesting about this figure, and that is that this is the first Blackrock Shooter figure that is not based off of official artwork from Blackrock Shooter or done by HxxG. This was originally just fan art, and then it was made into a figure, and I think that's absolutely incredible. And just wow, they did such a great job. I cannot wait to show her to you guys. I can't wait to see her in person. Oh my goodness. Something fun to note is that the inside cardboard of the box actually has like a flame splatter pattern, kind of smudgy. At first I thought something was wrong with my box, but it is printed on there, and so that's pretty interesting. Just something fun to note. And here she is fresh out of the box in her little blister packaging, clamshell packaging, whatever you want to call it. Oh my goodness, the scale of this figure, she's 1/7 scale compared to 1/8 scale, which all the other BRS scale figures are, which 1/7 scale seems to be the new 1/8 scale these days, but she is absolutely massive, and I have the instructions here, so let's get to assembling her because I don't think I can wait much longer, you guys. I'm going a little crazy here. I'm going a little crazy. Note that her instructions are available in both Japanese and English, so it should be pretty easy to follow. I've heard of some trouble connecting this chain and her hair, so hopefully I don't have any problems with assembly. I managed to live through putting an Exhaustible together, so how bad could this really be, right? Let's real quick admire the beauty of this sculpt before we get her all together. The detail on here, from the collarbone to the neck, the shoulders. You can even see really carefully there's some ribs sculpted in here. The joints on her knee, the curves of her thighs, just especially her hips, and the back. Oh, the back is just beautiful. I also really love the sculpt on the, kind of hard to see, the back of the knee here and this curve of the thigh. There is just so much detail and so much beautiful shading on this figure, and I know a lot of people said they don't like her face all that much. I think it's a really nice face. I think she looks absolutely beautiful here. Even look at the sculpting on the ears, like even look at the way the jacket folds. It's one of the most beautiful figures I've ever seen. The first step is taking this piece of the floating rock and plugging it into the foot of this peg. Well, this peg at the bottom will go into the base. This peg will go into this rock piece. The square that is 6, not 9, that is the hole that her foot plugs into. Ooh, it's definitely a really tight fit. And since everything is soft plastic, I'm not too worried about breaking these pieces, but they are still connected at very small points, so I don't want to put too much pressure on any one of them while installing this peg. And I think that's as far as she's going to go. Step 2 is taking this other foot peg and plugging it into this hole on the base. So she's going to start floating right away, which honestly almost concerns me a little bit. Okay, that's as far in as she goes, and as you can see, there's a little dent right here for where her heel goes. So I'm going to hold her in place while I get this next step, which is actually attaching the support stand for this piece. Now I did that step off camera just because I didn't want to drop her, but note that the support stand does not actually plug in to the base. It just rests in that slot, and then the figure rests on top of it right against this cube right there. So now the next step is attaching the cannon. Here is the plastic the cannon is in, and I don't know if you can see through the plastic on the camera, but you can already see that there's a beautiful black and blue sheen and color scheme. Oh, that's beautiful. It's more blue than it is black. There are hints of black and gray and even a gunmetal color in there, and that's just absolutely beautiful to look at. This is gorgeous. The hand is already attached, and it does have some wiggle on that peg. The peg itself for the hand to connect into the wrist is this little ball joint, which is pretty interesting. And then on top of that, it will rest onto the base on this part of the flames through this peg. So let's see if I can do that in one go on camera. Let's first do the hand. So I will do the hand first. I don't want to break anything, so I'm going to give it a bit of a wiggle. It doesn't pop in there. It looks like the ball is there just for friction, which I think is pretty neat. Yeah, it's just for friction. That's pretty great. And then I'm going to turn it around so that we can see this peg better, and it just rests right in there. Really nice fit, not too snug, but snug enough that I can feel that it's not going anywhere. Next up is the chain, and the chain, I've heard some people's have arrived broken in the box, but mine is in one piece, and that is what matters. And that piece plugs into that hole right there. And then it kind of floats in the air. So let's see if I can get this done right. This peg is a bit annoying to get in though. Like, spoke too soon. Note that peg goes in on an angle. An angle, I tell you. So that looks about right according to the box. So I think I got the angle right on the first try. Looking really good. We are almost done. The black blade is actually what happens next. So we will take a look at how we attach the black blade now. I actually couldn't tell where this came apart at first and just gave it a little bit of a tug because the handle actually separates with a really clean just peg and hole. How it plugs into the hand is first you insert the peg side into the hand, and it kind of snaps in there. I like that. And then you turn her around. It's from this gap right here is where you insert the blade of the black blade onto the handle. And there we go. Ooh, that is cool. That is really, really cool. And now we are left with one step and one step alone for completion, and that is the hair. The booklet actually specifically notes that this area is especially fragile and to be very delicate with it, so I can see that. So I have it resting where I want it. I'm going to turn her to a better angle so I can get a good grab. And very, very delicately. And there it is. And there she is. Wow, wow, wow. She is gorgeous. This, like I said before, the sculpting here is amazing. The construction, pretty stable. I wish this bit down here, oop, don't knock her, this support stand plugs in, but I do love how they've disguised it as this kind of crystal beam. The flame is beautiful. The texture of all of the broken checkerboard rubble is gorgeous. This is a beautiful figure. Definitely one I think any Black Rock Shooter fan, or even figure fan, should have. The assembly was fairly easy. I didn't really have many, if any, struggles. That is pretty. That is just absolutely pretty. And to highlight some of the area on the hair and the bangs, the way they swoop is just so powerful and delicate. And nothing here is too painfully sharp to handle, unlike most Black Rock Shooter figures, which will draw blood. Nothing here was really sharp and felt like it was going to hurt me. You can take that as a pro or a con. How many times can I say absolutely beautiful when describing this figure? Because I think it's been at least 10. At least, so. But she deserves it. She's just beautiful. And you can really see the difference in 1/8 versus 1/7 scale here, and just... Now comes the big problem. Where do I put her? Grabbing a ruler, you can see this figure is like 13, almost 14 inches tall. And while I did have a lot of space for my collection, that's since changed, and now I have no space. So we'll figure something out, right? Right. So unfortunately, she has to live on the bottom shelf of the D-Tolf. Soon enough, I should have room in my second display case for this beautiful, beautiful girl. Here she is with all my nice D-Tolf lights, which I don't think I've shared here on YouTube yet. What would I rate this figure? 10 out of 10. She's beautiful. If you can find her for a good price, which I actually managed to find her for $207 with shipping. She was originally, without shipping, under $200, so good prices are out there, but she is still worth that original about $250 to $300 price tag, I would say. I'm just very lucky to have not paid that. So if you're interested in picking her up, I highly recommend it. This is a gorgeous figure. And if you're looking for at least one Black Rock Shooter figure, I would say this might be the one. Just kidding, it's inexhaustible, because that's my beautiful queen and I love her. But she's pretty close as well, if you like scale figures. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope to see you again soon in another video. Who knows when that'll be, because I can't spend more money on figures. So we'll see what I do with content next. But thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. That is me, Blondie, out. I don't have an outro. Goodbye!